Welcome to the Dysfunction Junkies Podcast. We may not have seen it all, but we've seen enough. And now, here are your hosts, Chrissy and Carrie.
Hey, Junkies, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Chrissy.
Welcome back to another great episode of Dysfunction Junkies.
Yeah, welcome back.
So, Chrissy's been on a roll lately, picking show topics for us. And,
I don't know about this, but I find it very funny and dysfunctional.
This definitely can be dysfunctional, and at least I don't think we're going to go down any very dark places on this one. But
You want to bet?
the episode's early. We'll find out. Do you ever have clothes that just didn't feel right? Dysfunctional clothes. That's the show note topic for today.
If you haven't already figured out that I'm going to make excuses for everything bad I do and why I act the way I do, you know I'm going to blame it on my articles of clothing. Sometimes they're just too damn dysfunctional.
I think every woman has found that this is a problem. I mean, there's not one of us that hasn't gone through our closet trying to find something to wear at one point and nothing fit right, nothing we were happy with, and all the clothes end up on the floor, on the bed, everywhere. And it's just, it's the clothes' fault. It's their fault. The clothes are dysfunctional. That's
they
right.
probably didn't know that this was the appropriate way to coin the understanding of what was happening.
And how is it that clothes can feel so right and feel so good one day, and the next day you just want to throw them out in the garbage because they don't fit? There's something wrong with them.
There's dysfunction.
There's dysfunction.
These clothes that have nothing to do with anything but...
And it starts all the way from our childhood.
Sure.
Especially those of us that grew up in the 70s.
Yes.
When you wrote this in the notes, my skin crawled.
Of course.
You know what I'm talking about.
The weird fabric, nylon maybe, polyester. Although, I don't know, polyester usually, for some reason I seem to recall polyester, because it's no wrinkle cell option there. That's what really promoted that in the 70s, that it wouldn't wrinkle. You could just stick it in a ball and throw it in your suitcase and go.
But
it
this
was
is
usually cold.
Very cold. No heat retaining on this at all. I kind of remember it as like a Brillo pad. It felt like wearing a Brillo pad.
Yeah, like rayon and whatever the heck else they did with it.
And they would snag. If you had dry skin, or callousy hands, they would snag on your hands.
That's the
or on your feet if they're footy ones.
Your dry feet.
You would hear it snagging.
The feel of it was horrible. Well, I was mainly thinking initially, but this then just builds on it.
Yes.
Those pajamas that we used to wear, and I guess that kids maybe still wear them to some level, but in the 70s,
I don't think they make this fabric no more. I think it was a fire hazard.
Oh, probably was.
I think if it got on fire, it just melted on you. I don't even think. Yeah, it was bad.
You were going up, pretty quick. They had this material that was awful. And you were a fire hazard, and nobody wanted to be around you, especially if they were smoking, because they weren't sure if you were going to burn quickly. They were like this really awful material, staticky.
Yes, very
You were
static.
Constantly electrocuting yourself, touching anything and anyone. You electrocuted each other, and this hurt. If you remember that hardcore. I remember laying in bed as a kid. And
you roll over?
And then you would lay and you would shuffle your feet. And you would put on your own light show. Because it was dark in the room and you would shuffle your feet and it would pew, pew, pew. It was like strobe lights everywhere. It was like you were waiting for the live band to come out on stage, I mean, it was crazy. But my mother would do this thing, and she was trying to do me a favor, but then there was just a downside to it. The upside was you got rid of the uncomfortable feeling that it had on your feet. So these pajamas, these like onesie pajamas.
Yes.
And remember, they had the most large, uncomfortable zipper that would go from the foot to the neck.
Yes.
I remember having one thing. It was like a yellow pajama. I don't remember what the theme was, if it was Sesame Street or whatever. And it would go that far. And it was this big, heavy red zipper. And I remember the zipper was really large.
Yes.
And you know how sometimes now they have where the zippers, you can tuck them under like a little piece
tab.
of something so that it doesn't stab you.
Right.
No,
They
this
didn't have that.
exist.
No.
So you could have rolled one way, and if it was pointing up at you, it like jabbed you in your neck or your teeth or, you know. And then you probably sucked on it as a little kid because you had like this oral thing going on, like, and it had lead in it, probably.
Lead,
Everybody's
yes.
worried about you eating the paint chips.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit if you were sucking on this
The
lead
zipper.
zipper. But then my mother would cut the feet off the bottom, which I could say is, yes, Mom, thank you, because that hard plasticky, which was supposed to grip you to the floor.
Didn't.
And that would wear out eventually. So then you were sliding anyhow. And then the seam of the pajama on the footy part of it went right across your toes. And it was and you would totally constantly be trying to adjust it. So it didn't like hit you at that weird spot. So like right under the fingernail, the toenail line, you'd sort of try to put that crease in there. It never stayed. So then your mother cuts off the feet. And now you look like a hobo. Like you've been riding a tramp steamer somewhere because you've got this jaggy pants on that look out of Huck Finn or something. I don't know what the hell it is because she couldn't even cut them straight.
Right. Because the material didn't cut right. It was just...
You're giving her a lot of credit.
No.
I don't think she cut them. There was a way to stay somewhat. I would have one leg closer to my knee. The other one was still down by my ankle. I look like a total mess, you know? So, yeah, I mean, clothes, when you have to reconfigure them, that's dysfunction. I mean, you bought something, maybe just don't buy it. But I don't think we had too many options.
Yeah, it's not like they came in a footless and a footed option.
No,
right.
no.
But I do remember, oh, God, just thinking about it. Oh,
the nightgowns, too. As you got a little older, you wore the nightgowns. Again, static.
They just...
And then they suck to your body. When you're going through that awkward teen phase where you're lumpy in all the weird places, you're changing your body. You would have this thing clinging to you, just pointing out every unfortunate fact about yourself.
In the middle of the night, if you rolled over, it was all sticking.
Oh,
so then
my
it would
God.
stick to the sheets, and you would roll over, and then you'd be
You're
like,
lucky you didn't strangle yourself.
yes, see? That's exactly right. Because, and then you had to like yank it over, and then it would stick to the comforter. Oh, yeah.
What about the elastic bands around the
Oh,
arms?
yeah. You'd wake up with like circular.
They wanted you to look so like classy, so they would like taper it where it was like snug around your wrist.
Right. But if it went up too
even
high and then it was too tight, and then you'd wake up with a big indent.
Oh, and your hand fell asleep.
Your hand fell asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was, oh my God. I remember all of this stuff.
I know. This is tragic.
It is tragic, and it's really giving us like PTSD. The other thing from the 70s was, I know, like you had a lot of people who would make their own clothes.
Yes.
And the crocheting and knitting thing was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you would sometimes be sporting a shirt. I think I had like something that was sort of almost like a vest.
Yes.
But it looked like an Afghan blanket.
Yes.
It was the worst, ugliest piece of clothing. But, you know, you're like, yeah, look at it. Oh, you homemade clothes. Who did that for you? It's lovely. And you're like, you know, back then you're like, Aunt so-and-so is beautiful. Yeah. That didn't feel good because they used the yarn was like scratchy.
It was that nylon-ish kind of same material.
Again, with the nightmare.
Yes.
And then I had this, I was trying to tell you about this, and it was so funny and tragic all at the same time because we wore bell bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the bike with my cousin, probably riding on it when you shouldn't be. It was not meant for two people.
Oh, okay.
She probably sort of stuck me on the back of the seat, which was only meant for one person. And she may have been standing up and riding while I was on the seat. And she was trying to take me from point A to B. We were at somebody she knew down the street from her house, and we were trying to get back to her house. And because I wasn't pedaling, I was near the back tires.
Uh-oh.
My leg got sucked into the back tire and completely tangled into the tire because my bell-bottom pants was just floating there waiting to get pulled in and totally tangled. And I remember the bike went down because the movement stopped. And my leg is all completely like twisted into this bike tire. And I'm like screaming because I was like probably 4 or 5 years old. And I couldn't get my foot out. And my cousin, this is where I learned it because I did this to Natalie when her fingernail fell off. You basically run away from the scene.
Right. Yeah.
The total energy that is not good. And I remember her taking off to go find help. And I was laying on the side.
Oh my God, with your poor little bell-bottom foot stuck in
Basically,
it.
I looked like I had been eaten by this bike. My foot was still stuck in it. Nobody came to help.
And you're 4 years old?
4 or 5, yeah. I was left probably a block away from wherever the house was. I'm not exactly sure when she finally came back. Nobody helped me.
Chrissy.
Just laying there waiting for somebody to release me and help me get back and get my dignity back somewhere.
Do you remember at all who saved you? Who did untangle you?
No, she might have went back and got like a soda and came back. And she's like, "Oh, you didn't get free?" I'm like, "Ah." And maybe she had to think about it. She had to clear her head because it was traumatic. And she went home and gathered herself and grabbed a drink and came back for me and was able to help me. So, no, I don't remember any adult finally showing up. This is not how things were done.
No, it just wasn't.
So, any other 70s nightmare clothes stories? Because we can move right on to the next decade of clothing oopsies.
Let's see, 70s clothing. I don't think I have anything.
Things we were told to wear that we were supposed to look good in, that we were. I know my sister, because she was real artsy.
Yeah.
She had the damn bedazzler thing.
Oh.
Where you overdo it with junky.
Yeah. We didn't have that.
Whatever the hell they were.
Most of my clothes were hand-me-downs. So I was probably wearing still the 70s clothes in the 80s because, you know, that was hand-me-down. So
there's a period of time when you go from one decade to the next where this is still acceptable.
Yes.
It's a transition period. So you do drag some of the hideous clothing from one decade into the next.
Exactly. But no, I do very much remember some of those. Yeah. The material on that one, that strikes me the most. So
it was really
move on to
bad.
the 80s. What was bad about the 80s?
Oh my God.
Everything.
Did you just ask? Well, the jeans, we went from bell bottoms to the jeans that were just
skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we call them that now. I don't remember us saying those were just your jeans.
Jeans.
I remember having jeans in general, especially like by the time the mid 80s kind of rolled around, being at that awkward junior high age. I remember we had jeans that were like, well, the acid wash, for one thing, that came along in the mid to late 80s. I remember having jeans that were 2 different colors. But when I say that, the front was like a blue jean material.
Right.
The back was like a gray jean.
Yeah, yeah.
So just awful.
Here's my thing, and this is more modern time jeans, and it still bothers me to this day. I hate the fact that the blue jean material of back in the day, actual blue jean material, you can't find women's jeans in that anymore. It's now all this stretchy jeans. Where men can buy blue jeans that is still the heavy duty blue jean material.
You like that?
I want the old texture blue jean. I hate this new blue jean material that's stretchy. I hate it. It's so... It doesn't feel right to me, and it is thin.
It is
it's
thin.
And
I like
so
that. I don't like that old school.
If you have a little bit of, you don't have the thigh gap, okay, then you're wearing out the inside of the thigh material. It's going to give way, and you're going to have holes.
That speaks volumes about your activity level versus mine. Because I just don't venture too many places which would require movement. And so,
I can't tell you how many pairs of jeans that's the first thing that goes is in the inner thigh area. It will quickly give way from riding in the saddle, from not having a thigh gap and you've got some friction going on there.
I understand.
So I hate it. I want the good old, and I have a hard time. This is one thing where I have a hard time throwing away or getting rid of is old pair of jeans. And normally I won't hold on to things that I don't fit into anymore. This particular one with jeans, I have a hard time because I always have the hope that I will eventually fit into them and I'll actually have a good pair of jeans.
Well, I guess I never paid attention to it, but I do like the lightness of the fabric that they use for the jeans. Not a sponsor, don't want to give a shot, but I do like Levi's.
Yeah.
For a brand, and they do have a style that I look for. And I'm obviously not the only one because sometimes they are hard to get.
I've tried going into the men's section to find a pair of jeans in the men's section just so I could get that material. But my hips just they're not built right for it. So I can't wear the men's jeans and try to pull it off.
Well, what about like some stores really pride themselves on having sort of that people who really do work outdoors a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you
type
can
of
get
clothing.
Carhartt and you can get some of that, but I want the jean. But you know, the other thing on jeans, and we're talking about dysfunction, is whose bright idea was it for the button flies? That's dysfunctional. Instead of a
where
zipper.
there's no zipper.
Yeah. You get an emergency bathroom rush with that.
And you get a button,
Jeez.
4 or 5 buttons.
Oh, good gosh. No. Yes.
I've never owned. I know what you're talking about, and I
Yeah.
know that these are out there as an option.
Yeah.
I have never.
Maybe
is that sort of like a chastity belt?
I remember having a pair in the 80s of button fly jeans, and that was like a really big thing, but holy heck.
It's not practical.
It's not practical. No.
On it. Well,
Uh-oh. Nick's moving in.
We got a man jean story.
Oh my God. I had the button flies too.
Yeah.
I don't know what the appeal was other than
Oh, yeah.
it was something different, but
Yeah.
I still remember the jingle. I'm not going to sing it for Levi's. It was 501.
Yeah.
501 jeans. They had
button flies.
Button flies.
Uh-huh.
What a pain in the butt.
Yeah, literally. Mhm.
The button.
Well, it was a pain in the front, not
Yeah.
a pain in the butt.
I can't imagine. I mean, especially for guys even. I mean, you know, but
So not practical.
No, that was dysfunctional.
And we had the jeans too. Speaking of putting like things that can close your clothing
Yeah.
in different places, or having one thing like buttons instead of a button zipper combo. Do you remember we had the jeans too because they were tight around your legs in the especially like the mid 80s. The zipper on the ankle part. Where you could like basically zip it up a little bit, about what, 3-4 inches,
quarter inch,
and that way you could like give your ankle some breathing room, or if you were a victim of cankles, maybe. It's for the cankle afflicted people who need to like free up some space in their ankle area for their jeans.
Oh, that would like sometimes the zipper would get on your skin, on your ankle.
Because you probably weren't wearing socks, or if you were, they were ankle socks, but you couldn't, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And to talk about that part of your leg and pants, later in the 80s into the early 90s, we had the stirrup pants.
Oh, yeah.
Which were the only thing I could say I really appreciated them was, and this is not like the leggings we have now. The yoga pants we have now are wonderful because they basically fit your leg everywhere.
Yes.
Stirrup pants were snug, but yet there was some
It was
art
an
to
elastic strap that connected that you
under your foot. Like you understand it because it's
Yeah.
for horse riding, basically. And when you did wear boots,
It was great.
it was great because you didn't have to worry about tucking in your pant leg. It stayed where it needed to be.
Yes.
But the one thing that was bad about them was because you had that stirrup stretching
Yes.
on your foot.
Yes.
The back of the pant does not stay to the back of the knee. What it did was when you stood a certain way, because it was yanking, it made this weird, awkward looking, bizarre
gap.
It was like a straight, ridiculous. I can't describe it except that it was no longer formed to your body.
No, it
was
wasn't.
It was unappealing. It was not attractive.
Yes. And it almost felt like your pants were being pulled down from the back.
You basically were fighting against your clothing.
Yeah.
It was a battle.
It was
and who was going to win? I mean, you basically had rubber bands all over your pants.
Which is why a lot of those stirrup pants, actually, some of them had, ended up being a jumper where it had like the overall things coming up. So
I had that too.
Yeah, because you were counteracting the stirrup part under your foot.
Everything was
so you
fighting.
had to,
From the shoulders to the feet.
Exactly.
It was actually, I had one of those. It was like you could use it for dance.
Yes.
And it would keep everything in place while you were doing whatever.
Yeah.
Well, one year for one of my Halloween parties, we had adult dress up time, and my husband over here dressed up as Paul Stanley from Kiss. And the thing he borrowed mine, it worked perfectly for what he was going for his look as Paul Stanley from Kiss in full makeup.
Yeah.
Wow. It was, but yeah, so the stirrup thing was a nightmare.
Yeah, I was chubby Paul Stanley.
I thought it was great. My father did your makeup, which was awesome. My dad was able to do that artistic stuff.
Yeah.
And he had really...
Oh, because he had the clown.
Yeah, so he knew exactly how to apply it.
Wow.
And it looked really good. But so yeah, the stirrup thing was awful. And let's go to the other side. So now we have jeans and stirrup pants that are trying to squeeze the hell out of you.
Yes.
The other end of that was the MC Hammer.
MC Hammer pants. There you go.
And these and I would almost say they sort of were in the same grouping as what I would call like genie pants.
Yes. Yes.
That had like this weird flap over of the fabric. And they were like, it was almost capri-like because it didn't go all the way to the floor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it folded, so you almost look like Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie a little bit.
Yes. But it also looked like you had a huge diaper on in a way because it was like very non-flattering.
We had to counteract the large pants.
Yes.
We usually would put on a very tight shirt.
Yes.
And jacket
Yes.
that had like medals. I had a lot from Contempo Casual.
Yes.
That was medals and chains.
I loved the pair of MC Hammer pants that I had. I thought they were very comfortable. Thought I was quite stylish in them.
I'm sure you were.
And I was, I wasn't really trendy at the time, or really even now I wouldn't say I'm trendy, but I was proud of those MC Hammer pants. But let's just say that not everybody in my immediate circle appreciated the MC Hammer pants.
This doesn't involve me at all. Just to let everybody know.
No, it does not involve you. It involves a person who I was a romantic partner with at the time of my life.
Right.
So, and that person got so mad about me wearing these pants in public that, let's just say, there was an altercation that happened and the pants somehow disappeared and were never to be found again.
So you had to run around with no pants. I hope not.
Well, they weren't taken off of me, but when I, the next day, went to look for them, they were no longer where I had put them.
Did you put up signs trying to find them? Like missing?
Yeah, it was while we were on vacation at Disney World. So I think they ended up being in one of the garbage cans at the pool or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Funny how sometimes the clothing, especially at different points in our life, can cause an awful lot of disruption in our ability to get along.
Yes. This definitely caused a little bit of a domestic. So, yeah.
Well, the one thing I have to say about pants like that, the MC Hammer type pants, the other thing was, and it was a brand, I believe, they were called Skids.
Yeah.
Skidz.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they were very tapered at the ankle type thing with an elastic thing. But then they branched out lovely at the knee to waist area. And I remember if you had, they had pockets.
Yeah.
You put your hands in your pockets and then you could basically, woo,
yes,
where you look like an upside down triangle or something like that. And that was just lovely. And I remember the emblem. Actually, if you guys know me and you've been listening long enough, I do still have
I was
my
just going to
Skids.
say, Chrissy.
And I have my genie pants for merry-go-round, too. That was another store from the past. I bought Contempo Casual merry-go-round and these Skids. I don't know if I bought those at a store called DJ's. Is that a store that used to be in the mall? DJ's? I don't know.
Wasn't a mall shopper.
I hear nobody is now.
Yeah,
when I came into town to see you, you said you have to stay away from the mall.
Oh, yeah, that mall, yeah. In fact, that mall even was shut down for a while because they didn't pay their taxes.
Wow.
And now, it's going down.
The malls in general are just having a rough patch. I
Yeah.
don't know that they're surviving. They're not.
They're not.
But so yeah, I do have those. But they had the emblem on them. I remember was at the waist in the front. And it was like it looked like a street sign. It was yellow.
Oh, okay.
And it said skids. And I think it looked like a car skidding out of control or something.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
See, I remember them called Zubaz that were like that. Zubaz.
I'm sure there was a bunch of
knockoff or something.
Well, I don't know if they were knockoff, but just different groupings of them. What are you looking at there? Are these current ones?
Yeah, they're not as baggy.
Oh, well, yeah, they have to stop at some point. You know, the other thing now talk about knockoffs, you made me remember from the 80s that was really popular. And Natalie, if you're listening, this is going to involve you, honey. Jams.
Yeah.
Those goddamn jams. Those very colorful, ridiculous shorts.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And Natalie, I know you had a name brand. Probably from Kaufman's, I'm guessing. My mom, not that she wouldn't have. Oh, yeah, that's what I had.
Yep.
That's
DJ
definitely.
next door. Pictures of him.
Not that my mother wouldn't have bought me.
Yeah.
But again, because she was always generally involved with her life.
Yeah.
Didn't background check it enough to know that she needed to buy the sticker, the big ass sticker that was on those things that said jams.
Yes.
She bought me what would have been a knockoff.
Yes.
Probably from Kmart or something, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And because she had to pick up my father's prescriptions there or something. So she ended up saying, oh, these look like those shorts that Chrissy wanted. I'll buy them.
Yeah.
No. Ridiculous. Yeah. They did not have the vibrant. They were like the dull version of their actual jams. Natalie's jams were very colorful.
Yeah.
Fingers.
Yes.
Damn you. That's probably why I was like, we need to go for a bike ride and I need to teach you a lesson having all the good clothes.
My cousins were always really good. They would their mom would always buy them the name brand stuff or whatever. And so like there were times like one of the ones for a while was the Coca-Cola shirts. And they were like a polo shirt, but a heavier cottony fabric, long sleeve, and it had the Coca-Cola in it, but there was two-tone. I remember when they were wearing theirs and I was so like, I was so jealous. I wanted a Coca-Cola shirt. So my mom, was being as thrifty as she was and wanted to try to do what she could for me. She found one at a knockoff. It said Coca-Cola, but what it was is it was like the reject ones. And so this one was red, while the red had dyed the white part pink. so she got it at a deal. But man, I was happy with it. I had that Coca-Cola shirt. So
well, hey, yeah.
But
I just came to the realization that because there was a period, and financially, I mean, I understand like Nichols say, because his father ended up unfortunately being out of work.
Right.
His mom went back into the workforce, and your mom wanted to be thrifty. And my parents was not really, I was very fortunate. They were both working, and we were very financially capable. So it wasn't that my mother was buying stuff because of pricing issues. Right. But it was that she just didn't, she was not the type of person who would be up to date in what was going on.
Right.
The fashion of the time.
It was close enough.
It just, she looked like it. Oh, this looks like it.
Yeah.
So she would just pick it up. So especially until I was able to like basically just take the money they handed off to me instead of shopping for me. And I had a license so I could go buy the stuff. There was a period where I just got like the really weird off-brand crap. Some of the places I probably started spending my money first. And I do still have 2 of the shirts upstairs, and these are from the late 80s too. What? I still wear the one. This tells you about the quality of this shirt. Benetton.
I don't know.
The United Colors of Benetton. It was a big deal. It was a small shop in the mall, and they had this ad campaign that was really inclusive to different countries, nationalities, very colorful clothes. And I have a Benetton sweatshirt that I still wear. It's in my active. I have like active clothing.
Active clothing.
Clothing that is allowed to be worn now. And then I have clothes that are inactive. They've been retired outside of the ones I try to get rid of. But I do have my Benetton shirts.
Wow.
And they are still the fabric feels wonderful. I mean, they were really good clothes.
Well, very good.
So I think probably we can go with that. Maybe we can bring up 90s. I have to do some more research. I mean, we lived in the 90s. We went through the grunge thing.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
The flannel and unfortunately,
I love a good flannel.
It was okay. I'm a little nostalgic for it. Not so much the flannel. The one thing I really liked wearing during that period was the tights with the little baby doll dresses, like the Lisa Loeb look from her video.
That look never looked just not my body type. So yeah,
I think you're selling yourself short.
No.
It just wasn't what you liked. I think
because it didn't
you
look
would have pulled. You would have pulled it off.
Nah, I don't think so.
You're being mean.
Not being mean
To yourself, I'm saying.
okay.
Yeah, you're not being mean to me. You're being. I think you're underestimating what you could have pulled off.
I don't know. I don't know.
Beyond that, now we started to age. Once we got into the 30s, I don't even know what to tell you what the fashion thing was.
I'm sorry. I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl. Give me a sweatshirt and jeans, or I do like a good pair of leggings, nowadays leggings,
Yeah, the yoga type leggings are wonderful,
but
like I said. Yeah.
I am truly, give me a good old Now, my sister wears skirts all the time, and she pulls it off and looks good and everything. And there's so many times I'm like, dang, she looks so nice and put together. And, and here's me with my t-shirt and jeans, but God, it's comfortable.
That's just not, we didn't.
Yeah.
You and I are on the same page here.
Yeah.
We not going to prioritize having to apply makeup every day.
Well, she doesn't apply makeup, but she just, she will have a nice button shirt or, skirt or cardigan sweater or whatever. I mean, she looks good. But
I grew up with a mother and siblings that most of the time I had to sit around and wait for them for some sort of family function was due to the fact that they had to spend all this time applying makeup.
Yes.
I wore my makeup when I was in high school. I wanted to look nice, and I wore makeup. But I don't know to what level the art of application that they used was. It was very time consuming.
It was, yes.
And it's like, come on, slap it on, let's go.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, this is interesting. Dysfunctional clothes. Who would have known? It's all their fault. It's all the clothes' fault.
Oh, absolutely. If we looked irritated and had a bad attitude, we were just uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were going to snap at you any minute.
Exactly.
Just like our stirrups were about to snap. It was just a bad thing waiting to happen.
Oh, my. Well, we went out, and maybe we can find some old pictures we can post on there.
I can.
Oh, Christy will do it. So, all right. So check us out on our Facebook page. Check us out on our website, dysfunctionjunkiespodcast.com. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.